Hello all, Shadwell here, ready to talk about the next film in my collection, Black Swan from 2010. It's directed by Darren Aronofsky and stars Natalie Portman and Vincent Cassel. So remember a couple reviews ago when I was singing the praises of Parker Posey? Well, apparently Darren Aronofsky doesn't agree with me, as a rumor out there is that Posey was in line for the role of Beth at one point. However, the role would eventually go to Winona Ryder, as she is the one in the final film. This is a horror film. It may not start out that way, but it slowly devolves into one, and you cannot deny that Black Swan by the end is a fucking nightmare. And isn't that how the best horror movies start, as perfectly unassuming non-horror films? Reagan isn't possessed at the beginning of The Exorcist. Annie Wilkes starts out misery as Paul Sheldon's salvation from a car wreck. Psycho takes quite some time to get that butcher knife a-swinging. Just because it doesn't start out as a horror movie doesn't mean that it isn't. Black Swan is a horror film. And it shares a lot of similarities in tone and story to a 1997 anime film that I am in fucking love with called Perfect Blue. And I don't give a shit how much Darren Aronofsky protests their similarities. It is uncanny at some points, and if you haven't seen Perfect Blue, see it immediately. I'm not saying Aronofsky copied Perfect Blue at all, I'm just saying that they're very similar, and perhaps it is because great minds think alike. Natalie Portman is nothing short of astounding in this film, totally making up for all that Queen Amidala nonsense that she did, and then some. But I think the supporting cast doesn't get the love they deserve. Barbara Hershey plays Erica, Nina's mother, and she is great. Mila Kunis is at the top of her game in this film. She blows me away. And the slimy character of the director, played by Vincent Cassel, are what my worst nightmares are made of. He is such a narcissistic, disgusting pig. I wish his character got stabbed by the end of the film, but alas, no such luck. And all the mirrors. I can't think of more than a handful of shots in this film that don't have a reflection at play in them. And speaking of shot, I would have hated to be the DP of this film because the amount of dizzying work that went into filming some of the ballet numbers was incredible. Just as incredible as this movie. It is definitely my favorite Darren Aronofsky film, narrowly beating out Requiem for a Dream for the coveted top spot. I want a world where Aronofsky was inspired by Perfect Blue, but I believe in a world where he did his own thing. But if you've seen them both, come on, you have to feel it too. Anyway, A+ of course. Join me for Black Widow tomorrow. See y'all then.